The same fear, the same anger, the same kind of person. The faces change, but the feeling does not. Do you ever find yourself falling into the same emotional spirals again and again, without fully understanding where they come from? Even when the people change. Even when the situation looks completely different. Later in this video, we will look at why these patterns keep returning, what your nervous system has to do with them, and what your soul may be trying to show you through the repetition. So stay with me. You know the pattern hurts. You know the relationship is exhausting. You know the reaction is too intense for what is happening. And still, you find yourself there again. The same conflict, the same disappointment, the same version of you appearing before you have even had time to choose differently. This does not happen because suffering feels good, and it does not necessarily happen because the pattern feels safe. It happens because the pattern is familiar. Your nervous system remembers what your conscious mind may not even recognize, and your soul keeps bringing the pattern into the light until you can finally see it. Your nervous system learns through repetition. Long before you could explain your needs, set boundaries, or understand relationships, your body was already learning. It learned what happened when someone became angry. It learned whether love was consistent or unpredictable. It learned whether your needs were welcomed, ignored, or treated as a problem. It learned which version of you was most likely to preserve connection. These lessons did not always become clear memories. They became automatic responses, ways of speaking, ways of choosing, ways of reacting, ways of disappearing. You may not remember learning that your needs were dangerous, but your body may still react as though expressing them could cost you love. You may not remember learning that attention had to be earned, but you may still be drawn to people whose attention is difficult to receive. Not because rejection feels good, but because part of you already knows how to function inside that pattern. You know how to wait, how to analyze, how to prove yourself, how to search for the moment when the other person will finally choose you. This does not mean the situation feels good. It means something in you recognizes the emotional structure. A peaceful relationship may feel unfamiliar, not wrong, not boring, simply unfamiliar. And because your nervous system cannot predict it as easily, it may not know how to respond to it. This is how people can repeatedly choose partners who appear different on the surface, but create the same emotional experience. One person may be openly controlling, another may be charming but emotionally unavailable. Another may promise closeness and then withdraw. Different face, different story, the same pattern. You keep feeling unseen. You keep working for love. You keep wondering why your needs are too much. And eventually, the question is no longer only, why do these people keep appearing? The deeper question becomes, what part of me keeps entering the same emotional structure? This is not about blaming yourself for how others treat you. Their behavior belongs to them. But the pattern that keeps you there, the hope that keeps you waiting, the fear that stops you from leaving, may be asking to be understood. Sometimes the pattern does not appear through relationships. Sometimes it appears through anger. You may become furious when someone cancels a plan, when your partner looks at their phone while you are speaking, when a friend does not answer, when your work is not acknowledged. The anger may seem larger than the situation, but anger is often the first visible layer of an invisible need. Perhaps the canceled plan awakens the need to feel important. Perhaps being interrupted touches the need to be heard. Perhaps the unanswered message activates the need for reassurance. You may believe you are reacting only to what happened today, but your nervous system may be responding to every earlier moment in which the same need went unnamed. This is why some reactions feel larger than the present moment. The present is carrying the emotional weight of the past, and until the need beneath the reaction is recognized, the same situation may continue to return in different forms, not as punishment, as revelation. The soul does not always point to the pattern by explaining it in a sentence. It points through repetition, through relationships that resemble each other, through situations that provoke the same wound, through emotions that return no matter how often you promise yourself you will react differently. The repetition says, look here, something remains unseen. Something in you is still living by an old rule. Perhaps the rule is, love must be earned. People leave when I need too much. Conflict means connection is ending. My feelings are dangerous. I am responsible for everyone else's emotional state. These rules may guide an entire life without ever being spoken aloud. And because they are unconscious, they can feel like personality. You may say, I am just attracted to complicated people. I have always had a temper. I am simply too sensitive. I am bad at relationships. But these may not be fixed truths about who you are. They may be patterns you learned before you knew you were learning, and a learned pattern can be witnessed, named, interrupted, changed. The first step is not forcing yourself to behave differently. It is slowing down enough to notice what is happening. When a familiar reaction appears, ask, what happened just before this feeling? Not what happened 10 years ago, not yet. Begin with the moment. What word was spoken? What expression did you see? What expectation was not met? What changed inside your body? Perhaps your chest tightened, your stomach dropped, your jaw became tense, your thoughts accelerated. Your nervous system often reveals the pattern before your mind can explain it. The second step is to name the need beneath the reaction. Instead of saying, I am angry because nobody cares, try, I need to feel considered. Instead of, they are abandoning me, try, I need clarity and reassurance. Instead of, I have to make them understand, try, I need to feel heard. Naming the need does not guarantee that another person will meet it, but it prevents the need from remaining invisible to you. And once the need is visible, you can respond consciously instead of acting from the wound. The third step is to separate familiarity from truth. A familiar relationship is not automatically a meaningful relationship. An intense connection is not automatically love. A powerful trigger is not automatically intuition. Sometimes intensity is simply recognition. Your nervous system recognizes an old emotional environment and prepares to repeat what it already knows. Pause before calling that repetition destiny. Ask, does this relationship support who I am becoming, or does it activate who I once had to become? That question can reveal the difference between connection and reenactment. The fourth step is to practice a new response in small moments. A pattern rarely disappears through one dramatic decision. It changes through repeated experiences that teach the nervous system something new. Express one need without apologizing for having it. Wait before chasing someone who has withdrawn. Allow another person to be disappointed without immediately rescuing them. Leave a conversation when disrespect begins. Receive calm affection without searching for hidden danger. Each new response may feel uncomfortable at first, not because it is wrong, because it is new. Your nervous system needed repetition to learn the pattern. It also needs repetition to release it. And finally, stop treating the returning pattern as evidence that you have failed. When it appears again, it may not mean that you have learned nothing. It may mean that you are now seeing what was once completely unconscious. Awareness is already a change. The moment you can say, this is the pattern, you are no longer entirely inside it. You are witnessing it. And the part of you that can witness the pattern is not the pattern. Your nervous system may still reach for what it knows, but your soul is already pointing beyond it, beyond the same partners, beyond the same reactions, beyond the same old identity. The pattern is not who you are. It is something you learned, something you repeated, something that once helped you remain connected, protected, or emotionally prepared. But it does not have to lead you forever. The pattern repeats until it becomes visible. And once it becomes visible, you can decide whether it continues. Recognize the pattern, name the need, choose a new response. Your nervous system may resist what your soul already knows, but resistance does not mean you are moving in the wrong direction. Sometimes it means you are finally leaving the familiar one. And perhaps this is the deeper meaning of repetition. The soul does not bring the pattern back to trap you inside it. It brings the pattern back so that it can finally be seen. The person may change, the situation may change, the details may change, but the same emotional lesson can remain until you are ready to meet it with awareness instead of reaction. Your soul is not asking you to become better at surviving the pattern. It is asking you to recognize that you no longer have to live inside it. You are not the partner you keep choosing. You are not the anger that rises before you understand it. You are not the role you learn to play in order to keep connection. You are not the pattern. You are the awareness that can finally see it. And perhaps awakening does not begin when every old reaction disappears. Perhaps it begins in the quiet moment when the reaction appears, and you recognize it before it takes over. A moment in which you can say, I know this feeling, I know this pattern, but I also know this is not who I am. If this video helped you recognize a pattern in your own life, subscribe to Pattern Awake. Here we explore the hidden patterns beneath childhood, relationships, the nervous system, and the messages the soul may be revealing through them. Because sometimes the pattern is not returning to repeat your past. Sometimes it is returning to show you the way beyond it.